probability that we live in the real world is probably only 1 in 11. This is what Elon Musk said in 2016. He thinks we are most likely just computer programs in a supercomputer. Such crazy arguments sound like fantasy, but if the time span is extended to 10,000 years, you will gradually be unable to distinguish between virtual games and the real world, because over such a long span of time, computer technology will develop explosively. In other words, put it on the scale of the universe, we may also be just computer games, created by advanced civilizations 10 billion years ago. In 2003, Oxford University philosopher Nick Bostrom published a paper on the simulation hypothesis in a philosophical journal. He believes that with the advancement of computer technology, we will be able to use computers to simulate the real world, even the larger scale universe. So we ourselves are very likely to live in a simulated world. Why Musk and Bostrom both believe in the simulation hypothesis? If humans already have very advanced computer technology and have created advanced artificial intelligence, then we try to simulate our own world. This simulation needs to achieve two key things. 1. We need to reconstruct the physical laws of the real world in simulation games. 2. We need to create residents with the same level of consciousness as humans. Using the same laws of physics to program virtual reality, it is basically possible to do this with the current level of science and technology of mankind. Even more difficult is providing consciousness to the inhabitants of a simulated world. If we can use advanced technology to give residents of virtual reality a human level of consciousness, then the simulation is half successful. But virtual reality's denizens don't know they're living inside a computer game. After a long period of progress, they may also use computer technology at some point, ultimately creating a second layer of virtual reality in their world. Similarly, the virtual civilization living on the second level may create their own virtual reality. The number of layers of virtual reality can be increased infinitely. Each layer of virtual reality has its own laws of physics. Residents also have their own consciousness. For the denizens of lower VR, the upper-level computer games are their real world. Although we do not yet have the computer technology to replicate human consciousness, who can guarantee that after thousands of years, we can't do this? Therefore, on a cosmic scale, we might as well be living in a virtual reality. Several phenomena in life just reflect this point. First of all, the speed of light in the universe is about 300,000 kilometers per second. Now imagine you are flying at the speed of light. Then point the flashlight forward and turn it on. So from the outside, should the speed of light in a flashlight be 600,000 kilometers per second? However, the laws of physics do not allow this to happen. The light emitted by a flashlight is still 300,000 kilometers per second. Scientists can't understand this phenomenon. If our universe were a virtual reality, everything can be explained reasonably. When virtual reality runs faster than the speed of light, the load on this supercomputer will increase. So the space programmers set a speed limit for this supercomputer. No object can move faster than the speed of light. In this way, the operation of the computer will not be greatly affected. Secondly, mentioned in Einstein's theory of relativity, if an object could travel at the speed of light, then its time will slow down. Why does time slow down? Because in the supercomputer of the universe, if all objects move at the speed of light, it will exceed its performance load, and the computer is running slower and slower. In addition, in the quantum microscopic world, when we are not observing, particles are in an uncertain state. When we are observing it, the particle state will become determined. Why does this happen? It may also be that the cosmic supercomputer is saving resources. In order to reduce the operating load, any object that is not observed will not be displayed and will only process the information we observe. It just so happens that computer games work this way now. It will only be clipped to the screen that the user sees. Finally, modern views generally hold that the universe was created. There was only one fatal beginning before the Big Bang. If our universe were a computer game inside a supercomputer, nothing exists before the game is started. When the game is started, everything follows. Matter, time, and space are equivalent to the map and props of the game. No matter how hard a civilization tries, It can never transcend the instinct that created it. This is because the characters in the game will never be able to get out of the game world and contact the program that wrote it. So some people theorize that the universe is a supercomputer, and our world is just a code program running in this supercomputer. So, who wrote this program? Who will be this super programmer? Perhaps we can only wait until human technology is powerful enough to create your own virtual reality. Only then can we glimpse the truth of the universe. Maybe in 2045, learning to program can not only change the world, we can even create the universe eventually. At least it's a metaverse. So, what do you think? Leave your aspects in comments and don't forget to subscribe Science Space Station.